some guys might decide that it's a little too tough, it's a little too hard, it's too demanding. I'll give you a little example. I got an anonymous letter from a parent. Said, we're just kind of bummed out this year that the boys only get 2 weeks off before they start their summer conditioning program. Normally they get 3. Well, we gave them a week at the start of the semester rather than at the end. But here's my point, okay? It's Division I football. It's the Big 12. It ain't intramurals. You got 2 weeks after finals. You got a week at July 4th, and you got a week before camp starts. That's a month. That's probably more vacation than you guys get. And we're a little bummed out that we don't get 3 weeks. Go play intramurals, brother. Go play intramurals.
What's up? The Kings Court coming to you live. It is a free-for-all Friday. DJ Coachy Melt 1-2 on the discs here. That is one of my favorite coaching meltdowns of all time. So here's what we're going to do. If there's a coaching meltdown that you particularly like, we'll pull it up and we'll play it. We'll have some fun. We're going to wrap up the week the way we always do. Open phones, you can call 916-399-3748, monitoring the call line. Also, you can get on via Restream. All you got to do is scan the QR code. I will put that one up right now. I will also put the link again in the chat if you would like to join the show. Here it is again. And I'm going to test your Kings knowledge. Grant made fun of my San Diego State math, as he should have. I mean, it was
it's a complete crap.
It was bad. I was talking about his podcast the other day, and I'm like, didn't you do like 25 years of bad Kings, like draft picks or something like that, where you just run them down? No, it went back to 85. It was more like 40 years, So anyways, I'm going to test your knowledge. Throughout the show, I have some sound drops from Kings that span multiple decades. I want to see if anybody can identify some of these guys by their voice. Now, I threw in a couple easy ones to get you warmed up. Some of them are really easy, but some of them are going to be deep pulls. I want to test this fan base. You guys usually know your stuff pretty damn well. I maintain all the time that you are the best and most loyal fans in the NBA. Also, we don't know. Maybe we're going to get a wrestling update from Adam, possibly. We'll see about that. And I'm sure that one guy, cat guy in the chat, Haunted Horse, he'll be dropping by at some point. If I had a magic ball, I would probably say, or crystal ball, probably in the second hour of the show. We can talk Kings. We can talk draft. It has been a busy week for the Kings. Adam already requesting Denny Green. We can get some Denny Green there. Which one was Denny Green? Oh my gosh, I know it. Now I'm blanking on it. It's the playoffs is Jim Mora. Playoffs. Denny Green. Oh my gosh, I know the wording to it. I just can't remember it. Dang it. It will come to me. We will listen to it. And yes, sir, Denny Green, indeed. So the Kings free agency opening up on the 30th this weekend, 3 o'clock Pacific. What are the Kings going to do? Who are they going to target? What position of need needs to be addressed? Yes, that is right. And you let them off the hook. That's right. Good job, Adam. Good job by you. We'll get that going here in a little bit. What are the Kings going to target first in free agency? And by the way, I was off the clock a little bit. I know we started a minute or two late. That is because the little man finished third grade today. So congratulations to him. He is not a Kings Court fan. He is not a Kings fan. He is a Pokemon fan. He's an Axel Waddle fan, a Squishmallow fan. So he won't be watching this. But if it ever finds him, proud of you, son. Good job. Good work. Good job, buddy. You didn't let him off the hook. And by the way, the drop at the beginning, one of my all-time favorites, Dan Hawkins. His was legendary. I still don't know if I put the Dan Hawkins rant above the Mike Gundy. The Mike Gundy, there's just too much there. I mean, right from the start of the drop, Mike Gundy is like, this was brought to me by a mother of children. Well, what else would you be a mother of, Mike? So there's some good stuff in there. You guys know last week I was playing the I'm a man, I'm 40. So that was always a fun one. But there's still some really good ones up for grabs. We got the Raptors coach, obviously.
It's a complete crap.
It's a complete crap. That was a good one. Speaking of the Raptors coach, speaking of the NBA, getting back to the Kings, when Sunday opens up free agency, what are they going to be looking to do? I've got a list of centers that it is a position the Kings are going to have to address. It seems like a position, and I would not be hoping for a top level guy like an Isaiah Hartenstein. To me, he tops the list of available centers this offseason. I'm going to be more looking down the list a little bit. We've heard Valanciunas' name more than a few times. He would mesh very well with Domas, in my opinion. Those are two guys you could probably play together. But are the Kings going to target center? What about some of the trade targets? We've talked at length about Levine. We've talked at length about, excuse me, I didn't want to say the name that I was going to say because that's going to be the one I lead up to. Kyle Kuzma, talked about him a lot. To me, it's time for Monty and the team to go back to the drawing board. And there's one name that I keep going back to, and it's Zach LaVine. He's got to be off the Kings' radar now, right? He has to. This, to me, this season tells me, yeah, I know, Sakara, it is a bag. I know. Huge bag by Toronto. I guess they want him alongside Scotty Barnes. And Scotty, he's a hell of a player. Toronto's they're going to be competitive. They'll probably be in that range of play-in teams. I don't think they'll be anything more than that unless they make a bigger splash. But Scotty Barnes got to stay on the court. He's had some health issues. But getting back to what I was saying, the group of guys Kings are looking at, the more and more I talk to people around this team, the more and more that I talk to people that are plugged in to the team, people that are very, very up to speed when it comes to NBA basketball, should I say. But the name that keeps coming back, well, two things come back. The first is flexibility. Flexibility. That has been a trademark of Monty McNair's tenure here in Sacramento. He has kept things fluid where the Kings they're on the heel or they're on the balls of their feet. You know what I mean? They can dip, dive, dodge. They can go a different direction on the drop of a dime because they have contracts that are tradable. You bring in a Zach LaVine, it's out the door. You don't have a lot of flexibility there, hence the very small to almost no market for him. But one name that does give you some flexibility, not for next year, but gives you flexibility for the years after that when it comes to De'Aaron, when it comes to Keegan Murray, if those guys are going to be long-term parts of this Kings build, it's Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram. And I know I've said my piece about how much he stays on the court. That's Grant's bugaboo with him. I've talked about how the physicality doesn't really match or mesh with where the Kings are going. And in my opinion, the Kings are going to a defensive first team. A defense creates offense. You can still play fast in that environment in transition, but the Kings, I think, want to get to a point where they are able to set up their defense as much as they can. I know that requires the ball going through the basket, but that can also mean free throws as well, which I've told you free throws seem to be a very big, at least, point of emphasis this summer. So, Brandon Ingram, what could he do for the Kings defensively? I don't know. I guess it gives you more length, but the problem is he's not really around the rim too much. Is he a little bit slow with his feet defensively? Yes, but he is a damn good fit with Domas. And 36 million for the year, kind of steep. But look, what are the Kings' other options? We're not talking about players outside of a Kuzma, outside of and another one that I really like, Jeremy Grant. Any way you could pry him away from Portland. I like his contract a lot for what you get with him. Would he want to come to Sacramento? What would it take? Portland, what are they going to look like now with Donovan Clingan? So getting back to Brandon Ingram, it is a feasible option. I would rather have Brandon Ingram for 1 year at 36 million than have Zach LaVine, which does not fit the build of what the Kings seem to be moving towards, because his contract too. And he has problems staying on the court. Kuzma's the ultimate one, right? Kuzma's the guy this team has been targeting for a long time, but the price has got to be sky high right now. I mean, we're talking like fast food value menu sky high. Like there is no value menus in fast food anymore. You check the prices on extra value meals these days. Like I think like 2 chalupas and a taco at Taco Bell is like $13. What the hell is going on? But you get my point about what the Kings are willing to pay and what they're going to have to do to get better. And as I look down the list of the free agents at center, Valanciunas is the one that I kind of circle. There's also a couple more, depending on what you expect their role to be. I mentioned this name the other night, Daniel Tice, coming from the Clippers. He only made about 4.5, 5 million. Oh, it was a little bit more than 4.5. It was 5 and some change last year. There's some other high level guys, Nick Claxton from Brooklyn, but he's making 22. I mean, he's going to be looking for about 22.5. That is some of the projections per the Athletic. So, where do you go? Let me know. And again, we are going to be having a fun day here. 143 have already checked in to the Kings Court. Appreciate it. Fridays are all about you. So make sure you get in here and be playing some sound drops for you of past Kings. Can you identify their voices? It'll be interesting. Let's get back to the chat. Dennis, what's up, dude? Hope you're having a good Friday. We saw the cost of a dump. 2 picks or more. Yeah, steep, very steep, because you're figuring in what's the trade-off, right? If you're going to take a Sasha Vezenkov off of your hands at 7 million, I think it was 7.5 million. Yeah, you've got to get something in return that over time will balance that out for the other team. And that's a second round contract. That's a 2-way contract. Hell, maybe those guys don't even pan out. You don't know, but there's not a big commitment there. Dallas had to pay 3 picks. Yeah, they got rid of Hardaway Jr. Interesting there. He's had some issues staying on the court, but he's a damn good fit. He is a good player when he is healthy. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know if it would. And here's did he resign already? If he did, I missed that. Good job by you, C-Dog. Hey, Ryan, who would you take, Cam Johnson or Najee Marshall? I'd take Cam Johnson. I am a big Cam Johnson guy. I think he fits in very well to anyone. I think he can adjust. I think that he can guard multiple positions. I like his game. It's a game that the Kings desperately need to add to their formula, or somebody along those lines. Alberto, happy Friday, my friend. How are you doing? C-Dog hopping back in. Just curious, where do you find the list of free agents. There's different websites you can go to. I sometimes will compile my own because every website notates the different options in different ways. And so I want to make sure that I am accurate when it comes to the options because it matters. Player option, bird rights, especially the guys that are on rookie deals, the entire offer sheet thing. I want to be accurate, but the two places that I have found to enjoy Sea Dog, the first is Real GM, and the second, my friend, is Spot Track or Spot Rack. Those are the two ones that I have used the most. Jay, our resident Kings guy and business of sports guy. Cam Johnson does not do it for the Kings. I'd rather go Ingram and risk it. Understood. BJ, dude, you were a big part of the morning shoot around. I had to replay part of your call, dude. That was good stuff yesterday. John, what's up, dude? No worries. Happy to have you here. In fact, I've been following up ever since BJ showed his cards off yesterday. Remember I told you I'm going to chase down some of the sport card guys, some names that you may recognize if you are into the hobby. I am in the process of doing that. In fact, I was in touch with one of them today. They're going to make sure that there is no conflict, and hopefully they'll be coming on the show maybe next week or the week after that. And then also remember Gabriel Harris, GM right now for your Stockton Kings, acting GM. He is going to be joining the King's Court. That's going to be a fun conversation. I want you guys to hear firsthand from him of what they're doing down there in Stockton, how they're doing it, and why it's worked. Keon Ellis being ready to step up was not a coincidence. So really, really excited to have him. We'll certainly be working in your questions as well to him. What is up, Johnny? Hey, Rhino, you're a Seahawks fan. Thought you were a Raiders or 49ers fan. No, sir. Not in this household. I cannot really... How do I put this politely? Raiders fan, I got no problem with you. I respect you through the up, through the down, through the moves. Y'all don't change. You don't. You are Raider fan. Take it for what they are. Take it for what they used to be, what they can be. Raider fan is just Raider fan. Niner fan, I have a problem with some of you. I just do. I don't have a problem with the hardcores when it comes to the Niner fans. Like this guy in my parents' neighborhood, by the way, his entire house is painted in Niners colors. It's like that ugly gold color for the house. And then he's got the red trim going around the roof. He's got Niner stuff all over it. That's a hardcore. Dude, respect. Whatever. And probably has some money coming back to him. How about the Sunday ticket settlement? Allegedly, there's a lot more money still on the table there. It could be up to 14 billion. Think about that. It could go up to 14 billion because there are other suits that may jump in on this to do one big settlement. So anyways, he'll get some money back. We'll get some money back. Sunday ticket. That was, Sunday ticket. Think about this really quick. Part of the reason that they're being dinged is because it was only offered on DirecTV. So in some sense, they are saying that was a monopoly. I find that really interesting because I get it. I think League Pass for the NBA is offered across multiple platforms. Baseball package, same thing. So I guess it sets an interesting precedent. This is the King's Court. So there is a court element to it. I do love the legal system in a past life. So anyways, getting back to the chat, looking forward to Giants Hard Knocks. That'll be cool. That'll be really cool, Sea-Dog. Do you know the time period that it's covering? Did they just start shooting when mini camps open? I'm guessing it goes back to the draft. It's got to go back to the draft. And here's something that you don't or may not know. a lot of the teams, I know the Bengals do it, the Browns do it, the Seahawks, not as extensive as that. On YouTube, the team's official channels, they do a lot of shows that are really similar to Hard Knocks on their own team every season. And then also Amazon had a series not too long ago that was following a couple. I think they followed the Cardinals. They also, and it's not just a preseason, postseason thing. It's literally they follow the team the entire season. So I found those to be interesting. And then at some point, the Domas Netflix thing will be dropping. It'll be a really interesting season to see that through Domas's lenses and to see how they portray that the adversity on the court versus off the court. I do know this about Domas. He's one of those guys that when you leave the facility, basketball stays there. That is a really hard thing to do in life, no matter what you do, trying to keep that balance. John is Raider fan. Let's see. Is Raider fan is loyal. Yes, Raider fan is loyal. I think you're trying to say something like that. What's up, Guru? He is a Raiders fan. Respect it, dude. I got to go to the first game back at the Oakland Coliseum the last time they came around to Oakland. It was a preseason game against the Seattle Seahawks. It's a lot of fun. I was a little tyke then, little Seahawks fan. That was the first time I ever had a Togo's sandwich. That was an interesting day. Life-changing day. Not so much, though. Togo's kind of flamed out a little bit. Hey, let's go to the phones. Like I said, it's your day. Take it over. Adam, what's up, dude?
What up? What's going on, my man?
Nothing much. Just chilling on a Friday. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry I missed last week. Happy birthday.
Appreciate
Happy birthday, Corn Dog, as well. Missed you guys. I was traveling all day and went to a concert last Friday night.
There you go.
So
good for you.
I was trying to get a nap in before the show.
Good for you. Okay, I'm going to test your knowledge before we get going.
Okay.
I'm going to give, and everybody else in the chat can do this as well. Maybe I'll give you an easy one.
Please give me an easy one.
Okay, this one should be fairly easy. Try to identify which past or present king this is talking. Ready, set, go.
Hey, with you and tight end, what's his name?
Fredo Robinson.
was with us.
Fredo's a coach now
Yeah.
for the LA Chargers.
Yeah, we had a couple girls with us, so we probably had about 20 people by the time.
Oh, my wife didn't hear that part. But she my lady did. But that's okay. That's out there now.
Okay, that's
Don't
way
worry
out there.
about that. We got 30 years.
So one voice, by the way, is Michael Irvin. If you can't tell that, Michael Irvin is one voice. Here is the past.
Yeah, maybe Jason Williams. That I don't know. I have no idea. I was hoping you would say put a Gerald Wallace clip in there because I can identify that voice.
That's too easy. Gerald Wallace here.
Gerald Wallace.
Dude, that guy's voice, man. He had some Barry White in him. He had some
Yeah.
soul. BJ saying Bibby. Let's see. Bane saying Isaiah Thomas. John P.D. Rosa. Nope, not Bobby Jackson. Nope. Keep guessing here. I'll give you a little more taste of it. Which king was this? Oops, wrong one. Nope, don't want to do that. Let's see.
Tony
There we
Delk.
go. Tony Delk.
Just put it on out there.
Not Tony
You
Delk.
told me to tell the story. I'm putting it out there.
King's
It's a long
talking.
time ago, Eric. A long time ago.
We have about, by the time we say we're gonna go to break, we got about 20 people. So now you know, and you know, like, I mean, he wanted to, you know, I think he was having.
Who is that king? I'll let it marinate a little more. So what's up, dude? Thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yeah, man. Welcome to 40.
Yeah, I'm a man. I'm 40.
Split 20? Split 20?
Split
this
20?
past weekend?
No, dude. I didn't even touch a table. You know, I did the slot thing, which I have never done before. Didn't work out so well, but then I was kind of like going in on the wife. I'm like, oh, winner, chicken dinner, Sea Dog. Nailed it. The Rock, Mitch Richmond. All right, we got a couple more coming later in the show. But no, dude, I didn't even get to touch a table. I was kind of like hinting at my wife because we finished dinner and I was like, I kind of want to play blackjack a little bit. And she just kept, your wife will keep it moving. She won't say no, but it's like, oh, we should go check this out. Blah, 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 blah. So it never happened, but I wish.
Oh, well. Hey, just to touch a little bit on the Kings, the Malik Monk signing, as a Kings fan, I know better than to count my chickens before they hatch. So until he signs that contract, I'm going to assume he's not on the team. I just, I don't want to get let down.
I guess he could do a DeAndre Jordan and fake Dallas out maybe, but
I doubt that's the case, but there's just a part of me that will not say, okay, he's a part of this team until he signs that thing. But so what do we got? 6 days until they can start signing free agents?
Well, you can come to as of Sunday at 3:00 Pacific, they can come to an agreement. And then it was, I believe, July 6th is when they can actually sign.
Yeah. Okay.
Pen to paper.
Cool. Great. So, I know Grant was a little bit harsh on us Kings fans for getting a little too excited for it. But I mean, I think he gave us a little bit of a hometown discount, maybe not, depending on what players out there are going to fetch. But, I think we can't help but be excited to re-sign Malik Monk. And yes, I get it. It's still the same team that we had last year so far for the most part. But I think more without Malik Monk, that puts us in a big world of hurt. And now we've got to make up for him, plus whatever we did want to add to the team additionally. Letting go of Davion, man, that was the tough one. I love that dude's heart. He's just a good guy on a squad. Is he a little bit undersized? Probably, but the dude brought it every single time, and he's a lockdown defender. So I'm sad to see him leave. And someone mentioned this in the chat earlier, and I don't think it's something we've been talking about, is Davion was our backup point guard. So who is that person now? Is it going to be Devin Carter? Is it going to be Keon Ellis? I don't know. I think Keon's a little more prone to turnovers and stuff. And we've seen him run the point. I don't know that he's the guy for that. I would love to see, Keon come off the bench behind Malik and Malik starting, and obviously deal a Kevin Huerter out. But, who's the backup point guard for this team right now?
It's a great question. I mean, technically you do not have a true backup point guard. You don't. I mean, Colby Jones, not there yet. He just needs some more work, some more seasoning, not something that's out of the norm for a second-round pick. But even you look at Malik Monk, combo guard, right? Devin Carter, combo guard. He only averaged 3.6 assists. And then you could even argue Davion Mitchell was not a true point guard either. So
yeah, maybe he's built more for the two, but well, I wouldn't say built for it, but he played more of the two. He's built more like a point guard, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah. And so outside of Fox, you don't have one. That was one of our bugaboos, Grant and I, over the past 18 months, that the Kings needed to solidify that position. I don't think there's enough money, Sea-Dog. I think the money's got to go other places. I love Tyus Jones.
Hey, we could get Chris Paul for $30 million.
Yeah, how about that? Let's go ahead and do that. Chris Paul. Well, you see, and so the Kings, I do got to give them credit here. They got ahead of the curve when it comes to trying to get under the apron, the first apron. Because you see the teams like Dallas trying to do it. You see other teams like Golden State trying to get out of there. So credit to them. But Davion, he was a consummate professional. I mean, he was a quiet guy. He put his work in. And I think he is truly one of those guys that just needed I know it's kind of cliche. He needed more minutes. He needed some more run. And you could say that of a lot of Kings guys that have been in and out of Sacramento in the last couple of years.
Sure. And, like you guys were talking about a few nights ago, he really did hit his stride in the last couple of months. I think especially once Herter and, even more so when Monk went down, he stepped it up, and you've seen his ability to get to the hole. He can be a facilitator, but I think he was just kind of inconsistent when he did get his time. But those last, month or two, whatever it was, it was cool to see him play. And so I'm sad to see Davion leave.
Yeah, me too. I think he is going to flourish is probably a strong word. I think you're going to see Davion Mitchell be a better basketball player outside of Sacramento, outside of whatever this offense has been the last 2 years.
Yeah. And another thing, people were saying, oh, we cleared up a roster spot, but also, like, how many free agents do we have currently on our team? I think it's 5 if we're including
if we're talking about the two-way guys, you've got Alex Len, JaVale McGee, though they're not two ways. You have Jordan Ford, you have Jalen Slauson, Mason Jones, I believe, is also a free. So there's 5 right there. Now the bottom 3, it is what it is. They'll probably come to some agreement, but there you go. I was just gonna say, Con Dog, thank you for putting that in really quick. C Dog was asking what they have to play with. It is roughly $15 million. They got 7 under, and they've got the MLE, and I don't know what goes exactly into calculating exactly what the number is, but reports are that it's about 15.
So how much does Kevin Herter make next year? 15?
Kevin next year is making, I believe, 16.8. So
16.8. Harrison Barnes is at 17.2, right? Somewhere in there.
Harrison is at 18 this coming
18.
Year.
Okay. So, if we bundle a deal with either one of both of those guys, plus an extra, 15 mil, what does that clear up? A little over 45, 47, something like that.
Well, you got to figure anything that you're sending out, you're going to get back in return,
100%.
most likely. So yeah, you're going to have, your hope is if those two go on a trade, you're getting back a player that's got a salary right in that range, because that's a guy that I think when Grant talks about the Kings needing to make a splash, you got to have a player that's probably in the 27 to 36 range.
100%. And so, what we're doing is, even if we trade one of those guys, right? Like, now we're talking 30 mil for that player. Eventually, I think, we get rid of the other one as well. But, I think Condor, enough for Levine. Is that my favorite? No, but I think it could happen. My only question is, let's say hypothetically we did sign Levine, right? And he's got this major contract. Are we going to be able to re-sign Fox if that's where we want to go? Let's say he does get, all NBA team and is eligible for that Supermax. Would we have enough space with him, Sabonis, and Fox to be able to make that happen?
Well, I don't have the calculations on expiring contracts done for 2 years from now, but you can re-sign your own free agents over the cap. Now that's where the apron comes into play. You'll have to take that into consideration. So if you re-sign Fox to the Supermax, which I don't think he's going to hit the standard needed for that,
Sure.
Then you got to think about Keegan, because those two are going to be coming up right about the same time. To Robert's question, I truly think Valanciunas, if we're talking about signing a free agent, I think you throw the MLE money and what's left at Valanciunas. I think that brings you in a solid backup center, but also a center that can play with Domas and be a little bit closer to the rim and be away from the rim at the same time. He's an excellent passer. So if the Kings want to keep the ball moving, he is a good choice. I think you could probably get him right in that range. And And then the other thing you got to consider, a lot of these teams in the West, Adam, they're loading up. They're going double bigs.
100%. No, I love Valanciunas. I think that would be a great pickup for us. You know, him and Domas are boys, right? So I think that helps. He's more physical than Domas, and we don't have to worry about facing this guy either, because the tale of the tape last season against the Pelicans was they kicked our ass for 6 games in a row last season. So, you know, and same thing with Brandon Ingram. Like, I wouldn't be mad at that. It's funny. I got one of those like little clickbait notifications from ESPN last week, and it was like, the Kings traded Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes for Kyle Kuzma, and I thought it was reality. So like, I was like, oh man, this is great. So I know how I honestly feel now.
If he comes,
if he comes, right? And I think, you know, he's still got to be the number one target. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. And someone talked about it yesterday when the Wizards traded up to that 14 spot. I was like, oh crap, like there goes that idea, you know. So but we'll see. Hopefully they can get something done. I just don't know who would be a good fit that is a realistic move for us. You know, we're not getting Paul George. I would say probably, and I don't know where he fit, but he seems like the most reasonable prospect that we have for a trade target.
Yeah, I think here's what I would tell you. If you are the Kings this offseason, you've got to try to make somewhat of a splash. I'm not going to say a full splash, but you also got to keep things fluid. Like I said at the top of the show, it's been a trademark of Monty's front office. If you lock into a 3-year contract that's got 35-40 million left per year, that's going to be a problem. To me, that is going to be a huge problem, because that is the all-in move. Then you're literally saying this is our all-in move. This is the move that's going to take us over the top, and that's with the assumption Fox continues to excel. That's with the assumption that Keegan Murray continues and that both are coming back. So it's a lot to risk. So even if they make a couple of small moves at this point and then still have flexibility, because you're going to have the upcoming trade deadline. I mean, look at the contracts that are going to be coming up at the end of this year. Then look at the contracts at the end of next year, because those guys start to get shopped early if they think they're not going to be coming back. So there's going to be a lot more on the market coming up.
Well, to, you know, about Kuzma, like he's got a very friendly contract. He's got 3 left on the deal, and they're 17 to 20 mil a year, something like that. You gotta love that, and that you know, I think he'd be a great fit for us as well. So we'll see, man. If anyone else in here in the chat wants to hop in and chat it up too, like I'm cool with that. Rhino, there he is. Happy birthday, buddy. Sorry, I'm a week late.
Corn dog.
You know what? That's fine with me.
All right. Now that Corn Dog's in the house, let's see. Okay, here is another clip. What Sacramento past or present King is this? You guys ready?
The mental side of it. I mean, physically, most people are wore down. Something's wrong with somebody at this point. So somebody's overcoming an ankle injury they're coming back from, or just something petty that's on there. But yeah, I mean, it's the time now. You just got to lock it in and give it all you got.
What King is that? Any guesses, y'all?
Corn Dog, I'll let you take the first stab at it if you want.
Is that Mike Brown?
Is not. I feel like this is Hell's Kitchen and they're doing the blind taste test.
Oh.
Yes, Bane!
Yeah, I was going to say Brad Miller.
For the win!
I'm back, baby!
Brad Miller. Nailed it. Good job, Bane. Okay. We're heating up. You know I'm going to go harder on you guys now, but all right. Good stuff. So we've got Brad Miller and Mitch Richmond identified so far.
Dog, Zach, BJ, someone else getting here. Come on, let's go.
So, anyways, a Rudy Gay type, yes. I think that's great. But I don't know that there's really one that's on the. Kyle Kuzma is probably no. He's too small. He's too small. You need somebody longer than that. And I know he's got a decent wingspan. I do like the fact that he is a mid-range assassin. But
that's they're like almost the same guy, just a little bit different on the.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I've got my eye on Kawhi Leonard. I've got my eye on what's going to happen with him and the Clippers because they're not going. I don't think Steve Ballmer's going to pay for both of those guys again. And Kawhi, I believe his contract is up the same year that De'Aaron's is up. Let me double check because he should be expiring next year. But I think if you could poach somebody like that, and I know it's an expensive price tag and you worry about him being on the court, that would be a dream scenario for the Kings.
Oh, when Kawhi plays, he's, top 5 in the league when he plays. And that's no question. When he plays, he is worth the money. But when he doesn't play, you are punching yourself. You're dropping bowling balls on your feet to make the pain go away. You are just dunking your head in the toilet. You're like, why?
Oh, I hear you, dude. No, he's signed under contract until 26-27. But if you bring George back, he's probably because George, I think, will opt out unless he does a sign and trade. I don't see him taking another 6 months in LA.
Is Jared Jackson still a name that's floating around? We were talking about him earlier this year. I feel like I don't know his contract situation, but that was kind of a name that was brought up before, and I don't know. I like the idea of like old school, like a true big at the center. So
I hear you. There's some of those guys that are going to be available. Like if I go through the list of the bottom of the barrel free agents at center, let me read some off to you really quick. Some names you will recognize, some you will not. You got Taj Gibson, you got Moses Brown, you got Thaddeus Young, Cody Zeller. Let's see.
I'm sorry, Jarrett Allen is what I meant to say.
Yeah, Jarrett Allen. There's actually a lot of intrigue around Jarrett Allen. A lot of teams have been interested. Jeremiah Robinson Earl from New Orleans, Damian Jones, Cleveland, Luka Garza, Minnesota, Keita. He's restricted though. Bismack Biyombo. Okay,
we're gonna go back to Keita.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
hey, Keita just won a championship, man. Credit to him. So, and then, DeAndre Jordan, wonder what his number is going to be, but he's 36. I'm so
wasn't it last year? I think we had the Dwight Howard rumors.
I think that's every year.
That's every year. Okay, so here is a good ask. Jonathan Isaac. First off, you might be able to trade with him, but I talked with the Locked On Orlando guys a while back. It was probably 2.5 months ago because there was all these questions about whether the Magic would waive Isaac to make room. They don't see him going anywhere from Orlando because he's only $15 million, I believe, this year. And when he's on the court, dude is good. If you could poach him away, sure. I'm just not sure that Orlando's going to want to part with him.
Yeah, the thing is we kind of sent our, mid-level contract guys to poach a guy like we would have to send, Herter and Barnes and stuff. And that means they would have to add more to it to fit the salary.
Correct. Well, you could theoretically, let's go to Jonathan Isaac's salary. I mean, you could probably go straight up Herter and just Herter for Jonathan Isaac. I mean, Orlando needs shooting, but remember they just got Tristan da Silva in the draft. Great draft pick, by the way. The Kings were very high on Tristan da Silva. just because he's plug and play, ready to go on the wing. But I don't know if they would want. Well, maybe, I don't know. Things are going to get interesting. Like I said, free agency when it starts on Sunday, it's going to be something. So Jonathan Isaac's making 17.4 this coming season.
Okay, that's a pretty good deal.
I don't know if that's going to be a thing or not. It's going to be interesting. Grant does not think that he's going to touch the court very much. I don't know. He's kind of got some characteristics. I don't think he's going to get a lot of time at first, but I could definitely see McDaniels growing on Mike Brown and growing on the staff, depending on how he can play individual defense. He's a great help D guy, not a great individual defender.
Again, McDaniels, he's still young. He's going to learn a new system. Again, he's got 1 year left. So if it doesn't work out, we can get out of Dodge real quick and easy. So this isn't really, something we're pigeonholed to. We got the cap space to work with for somebody else if needed. And maybe, he does even surprisingly really, really well. And some teams near the trade deadline are interested in him, and maybe we can get something out of it. But you just never know. Again, he's he's a young guy. He's athletic, long arms. I always love the long arms thing. I like Brandon Ingram a lot. I like Kawhi Leonard. When he plays, obviously. Same thing with Brandon Ingram. When they play, those long arms, and they're just hard to block. They're great on help defense and stuff can just swipe at that ball. I love players like that because it's a real big advantage, man. Giannis got those long arms too. I like the long arms, man. It helped Michael Phelps, win the Olympics a lot.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Here's the thing. He's a little bit more of a raw Chimezie Metu. He's a little bit more explosive than that, but outside game is raw. I think Metu probably has the strength advantage on him. But yeah, I kind of am with Zakara. I don't think he's going to be even considered for the top 9 to start the season. But at 4 point whatever million he's making, at least you got a little bit more depth and a different face.
I think we could get Kessler Edwards re-signed. I mean, yeah.
You can't do it, though. You can't do it.
Why not?
You can't. You've ran it back. I like Kess. I love Kess. I love his mindset. I love how he stayed ready, but I just don't think you can bring him back. It doesn't make sense.
Not even cheap guy on the bench. Something happens, we can call him up. I mean, he's been with the team for
cheap guy on the bench. You can, if he's going to be one of those guys that's fringe out of the league, you could call him up pretty much any time, Sure. So it's one of those, the backlash. I think it's the optics. If you bring Kessler Edwards back and you don't make any big splashes, no offense to Kessler Edwards, I think the fan base is not going to take very well to that.
Yeah, I agree. I like Kessler. Again, I like Sasha a lot too. Davion, a lot of people love too. This last season was, to Monty was prove it if you want to be on this team because we want to go places. And basically we've said, Fox, you're good. Monk, you're good. Sabonis, you're good. Everyone else almost has been on trade rumors or been involved in a trade. Keon Ellis, obviously we have him on just so cheap of a contract. There's no reason to, but pretty much everyone else, is pretty much chopping block.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, you two, I'm going to bounce you out of here. We got more people that are going to be coming on. I hope you guys have a great rest of the weekend.
Thank you, sir.
All right, boys. That is Adam and Corn Dog checking out. Good stuff from them. Like I said, you guys can join the show. We can go multi-view. We can do whatever you want to do. In fact, can't believe I'm going to bring this dude up. What are we doing? I mean, oh no.
It's my Friday thing.
Crap. Oh no.
It's a complete crap. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How are you?
We're going to give everyone a Sacramento Kings break. So if you want to not miss anything about the Kings, go get your snacks now, your bathroom break.
Oh, we're not talking about Kings.
I know nothing about the team.
Oh, okay. Well, give us the reaction to you guys getting Donovan Clingan. I'm gonna give you full screen for a second. Let it rain.
Very happy. We're happy. We that dude fell into our lap. I mean, the Lakers got Connect fall into their lap. I did not think he was going to be there. There's no way. And we wanted him last year. He stayed, and yeah, he fell to our lap, dude. We never get lucky, especially with a big. Now, let's hope his leg doesn't fall off like he's a Giants fan, says C-Dog. I am a Giants fan. C-Dog, you got to tell me what you are. Ryan's using this. He's going full screen so he can go to the bathroom. He's making me entertain you while he goes to the bathroom. That's his trick. He does that on our show all the time. The screen goes black. I'm on my own. I'm doing my things. And he's going to the bathroom while I'm trying to keep the audience going. So I don't have much more to say about Portland because you guys, everyone in
I've been here the whole time
in the chat and on the right.
I've been here the whole time.
I could hear trickling in the bathroom in the
background.
background.
I don't know about that.
I have that sonic hearing.
Conspiracy
you guys
theory.
all know more about basketball than I do.
Conspiracy
in fact, you told
theory.
me more about Clingan than I knew.
Hey, what's the deal around Jeremy Grant? Do you think Portland's tied to him?
Oh, you know what I say? Because last week someone was in the chat hoping to trade for Grant or get Grant. And we need a veteran or two to help out. We are so young. I don't know what our average age is. We are so young right now. And I don't know that you want to get rid of every vet you have. That said, the right price, we're in rebuild mode. So for the right price, everybody's available. Everybody. So, but you guys don't have any first round pick. I mean, not that we're going to get a first round pick for Grant, but I don't know what you guys would trade for him.
Well, that's going to be a problem for the Kings because they've traded, I believe, next year's first round's done. That goes to Atlanta, and next year is supposed to be a monster draft.
Yes.
I mean, monster draft.
In fact, as a rebuilding team, I don't want to do I want to make sure we don't make the playoffs. We're not close yet. So I don't want to squeak into the 10 spot and get hot and win a playing game. I want to be one more draft cycle. One more lottery cycle, because you're right. It's going to be deep. That's what I've been hearing. So
yeah, there are some big time players, some guys that have been playing like flag. Holy crap. That kid can play. You match him with a Sabonis. Good night now.
Yeah. And you guys, unless you guys trade for a pick, you guys are going to be out of the sweepstakes next year.
Well, and that's what makes
you don't
this
even
really
have a two, do you?
No, and so that's what makes this interesting with the Kings. That's why this offseason is so weird. And the more I think about it, and I've been probably the only guy in Sacramento that's, I don't want to say pushing the narrative, but I think I've been pretty clear. I don't think it's a doomsday scenario if the Kings and Fox part ways, because because the Kings, they are going to, with the new CBA, you have got to get young talent. You have to draft talent. You have to develop talent. And or else, look, we're a young team now. They're going to be aging as time goes along. You've got to get some picks lined up. You do, or else they're not going to be. Vivek will indirectly be unable to stay under the aprons. There's just no doubt about it.
I was one of the few because, fans are fanatical, right? They don't always think logically. And I was one of the few, the minority in all the threads and chat, that I wanted to trade Lillard because everyone's like, no, we just need 1 or 2 more pieces. And I'm like, nobody wants to come here. It's a small market. No one wants to go to Sacramento. No one wants to come to Portland. So you've got to build through the draft or the trades.
Yes.
And because you're not going to sign free agents. They're not coming here. Last big one we had, you answer it for the Kings. Last big free agent we had come here, Scottie Pippen.
Oh, man. That's been a while.
That was the last free agent that was like a free agent.
That was like 2003, 2004?
I don't, yeah, something like that.
It was like
Early
his last stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And he was pursued, I think, at the time, like Phoenix. There were like several
Houston,
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got him. And that's the last time we got a big. Now we get free agents, but they're not top tier. They're middle or lower or whatever. And you've got to overpay for them, right? Because you're competing against better markets, better sponsorships in the big markets and everything else. So you got to build through the drafts. I don't think you guys are close because the West is so good.
See, I disagree with that. They still think about it. Last year was a down year. They still won 46 games. They went through a ton, and I mean a ton of injuries. And as much as let's take Houston out of the conversation, let's take New Orleans out of the conversation, because both of those teams swept the Kings this year. Outside of those other teams, I feel like the Kings beat themselves as much as other teams beat them, if that makes any sense. They didn't get to the
you guys line. Like you've said many times, the coach really didn't have designed plays for situations. He's letting them kind of freelance a little bit more and kind of figure it out on their own. My point, let me clarify my point.
Yeah.
When I say you're not close, to me, as a fan of the Portland Trailblazers, when we had Lillard and we got to the Western Conference Finals, for me, if you don't have a chance of at least getting to the Western Conference Final, to me, that's not close. Because making the playoffs shouldn't be, yay, we did it. We made so many teams make the playoffs and you're out in the first round. That should not be.
I got you.
Your goal. Your goal should be, hey, we've got a shot. If things fall right, we could get into the NFC, the Western Conference Finals. If things, we stay healthy and everything, you guys aren't close to that. Now, I know your fan base. You guys had that long drought.
16.
Yeah, you are closer than the Blazers, but we decided to blow it up because we weren't close. We were closer than you were before we blew it up. We had Lillard and we had pieces. We had McCollum and we traded him, and we didn't really end up doing well with that trade because New Orleans picked something to do with I forgot where it was, but that didn't pan out for us. It was either protected. I forget exactly what the situation was. It was either protected and it ended up staying protected. And so it was a salary dump anyway. But my point is, it's easier to get there with a rebuild, I think, and young talent. And when I say easier, I'm talking 3-4 years, than to try to, I've seen that. I saw it here where you're like, oh, we're so close. And you're trying to plug and play. And then they just don't mesh well. And it looks good on paper and it just doesn't get there. So, I mean, I don't, like I said, small market teams, we have different problems. We just do.
For sure. Some of them are the same and some are much different.
Paul George would never consider coming to Sacramento.
I don't want Paul George.
No, I'm just saying he's the big piece right now that everyone's Philadelphia, all these big markets are fighting over. Let's just say, for example, he was your missing piece. And if you could get him, he ain't coming here. He ain't coming to Portland. He wants Knicks, Celtics, Philadelphia, big lights and fans and anyway, that's just my opinion.
So I do like Sea-Dog's suggestion there.
Simons is expendable. I'm sorry, I'm answering that question.
Well, he makes 27.6 this year.
Yeah.
Expiring contract, not
Yeah.
a bad one. Darius Baisley,
He's a good player too. He's really
possibly.
exciting.
Ryan AP. Hey Ryan, what's the AP behind your name, dude? I'm just curious. I'm asking for Haunted Horse. He wants to know.
Associated Press. He's a member of the Associated Press. He's a reporter.
Associated
There
Press.
you go, Ryan AP.
All right. Love it. Okay.
Simons is a fun player to have. He's fun.
Yeah, he can fill it up too. He showed that a couple times against the Kings. All right, guys, here is your next Kings drop. Who is this? Past or present Sacramento King? Here we go.
Honestly, I didn't hear it at all. I don't think about it. That's more so for the outside people.
That's not Weber, is it?
Yeah, I think, if freezing up a little bit, you said we were underdogs. Yeah, so definitely don't think it's a sense of, we have nothing to play for. I mean, I think we're going
past or present Sacramento King. Who is it? And by the way, we still got to get the day. We are playing your favorite coach meltdowns here. If you have a coach meltdown that you want to hear, we will get it up on the show. We've already had a request for Denny Green. We've heard from Dan Hawkins. So let us know, and we will play them. I'm still waiting.
Real quick on the Hair and the Beard podcast, he was talking about me dropping facts on small market teams and stuff. I have had my heart broken many times because what players do is they use us, small markets, to get the big markets to up their bid. And then they go, oh, Portland's looking really good. And the agent uses us. And then you're like, oh, he's talking about us. He wants to come here. And then, oh, he's going to the Lakers. Sorry, you lose, Portland. Yeah. I had my heart broken. When Scottie Pippen came here, we were like, what? What? He said, yes. What? Yeah. Oh, my gosh. We've got. Yeah.
Scoreless. Hey, Grant Van Halen. Nailed it. Keon Ellis. Well done, Grant.
Good job.
Baby.
Good job.
The second time I saw Van Halen reference today.
Good job. Very good job. Doubt he'd want to go to the Celtics, brah. Let's be realistic. Swish 916. Can you play the clip one more time? We already got it. It was Keon Ellis. Well done.
By the way,
yes.
Sorry.
BJ, we'll get some Bob Knight in. I've got a good Bob Knight story too. But,
by the way, the guy I'm sorry. I'm walking all over you on your show.
You're good, dude. Brother. Go ahead.
God, I'm thinking it's the water hole, and it's
your
I
MO, dude.
Keys. I don't have the keys in the car here.
Yeah. So
Chuck Lee was giving me shit about the Bronny stuff. First of all, I was joking. I'm not an idiot, but I think you figured out when I said Bronny's going to make the Olympic team because I doubled down on it. But what I was going to say is, if you guys Kings would have drafted Bronny, championship. Done. That was your missing piece. Bronny.
Build the statue. Yeah. I do want to, when you said the Olympic thing, I meant to lead with this. I should acknowledge it, and we should all acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. Keegan Murray has been selected to be a part of the USA basketball select team. Really big honor. That is awesome. If you don't know what the select team is, the select team basically works out with the Olympic team for a few days. The select team is, if you want to call it the B team, if somebody gets hurt, that's who they're kind of looking at to fill some roles. So the fact that Keegan Murray has been invited to that, and it looks like he will participate, huge honor for him. Good job, Keegan Murray.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yes.
Do you guys have are Fox or Sabonis going on that squad? I forget who's on the current Olympic team. No? Okay.
Nope. Neither of them are on that. And by the way, let's get to some Denny Green really quick before we forget. As long as it's not muted.
What we thought they were. We played them in preseason. Who the hell takes a third game in the preseason like it's bull? We played them in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were.
Let them off the hook.
That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
How about that one? It's pretty good.
That was, I remember
good.
that. I remember the video of him standing at the podium, and yeah, they were gonna beat him, and they let him off the hook.
Pretty damn good. We've got some Bob Knight queued up. We've got a request for that. Remember DJ Coachy Melt right here on the 1s and 2s for you.
What's the theme of the show today? Because I missed your open. Missed 30.
No, we're just doing some sound. We're having some fun.
Okay.
In fact, we're gonna
meltdowns, coach meltdowns.
Oh, we got some coach meltdowns. We also have different audio from past Sacramento Kings, trying to identify those. In fact, let's bring Baki into the conversation. Baki, welcome on with Horse and I, buddy.
Yeah, I love Baki.
Yeah,
Dude, you got Grant to watch a soccer match.
Love you, brother.
Good job, dude.
Great. Thanks.
Holy
Thanks,
moly, Jim Bowley.
She's still awake, by the way.
Nice.
It's midnight.
Oh my gosh. So Baki, bring us up to speed with the Euro Cup.
Euro Cup. Okay, we got 2 days off. So from tomorrow we start with the Sweet 16. So it's gonna be rocking, definitely. Yeah, it's gonna be really from the first day. Next 4 days we're gonna have great games, really great games. And believe me or not, I'm giving any team of all of 16. I give them a chance, really.
Really? That makes it exciting. You know what? That makes it exciting. Everybody was moaning and groaning about the NBA draft this year. I'm like, no, this is going to be fun. It's going to be off the rails once a couple of guys come off the board, because it's going to be subjective. I mean, Rob Dillingham, Minnesota goes up to 8 to get that dude. They could have got him after the lottery. It's nuts.
I got a soccer question for Baki. Is it single elimination?
Yes, now it is.
Or can you lose more than once?
No, it's single.
Single. I love it.
Win or go home.
That's why I like March Madness in the college game. It's you lose and you're done. I like it.
Yeah.
Did Serbia squeak in?
No.
No.
They're out. Yeah. Don't ask.
So who's the favorite team? Who's the favorite? I know you said anybody can win, but who's the top?
Yeah, I was really surprised today. They put some odds on the all others bet places. So they put England in the spot number 1. So I'm really surprised. I mean, England played nothing. They played nothing even against us. They played nothing against Slovenia. They played nothing against Denmark. They goes through only you have the group with 6 games. 5 of them was draw, and only 1 game was England win. So I don't know how they put England in the favorite number 1.
Is it because of their players? Maybe they just didn't have good. I mean, do they have really good players?
This is definitely only because of the paper. Nothing else. They really suck. They really suck. I mean, I saw all the games. They did nothing. Okay, so maybe. But you should predict something special to happen with them. I mean, you have a lot of teams, maybe 5 or 6 teams, they're playing, really giving 200% of the game. So it's going to be exciting. So
when does it start? Tomorrow? This weekend?
Yeah, it starts tomorrow. You have 2 games tomorrow. Yeah, every game you have 2 games. So next 4 days, it's going to be rocking.
Cool. Nice. Well, enjoy it, Baki.
Yeah, Baki, he is all over.
We're going to enjoy it. We have, beside the draft, we have the Euros, we have Wimbledon is starting.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Tennis, we're back in business.
So can you, I don't know for you, Horst, but can you believe that Novak Djokovic, after a surgery, he's going to play Wimbledon?
Is he the one that had the back surgery? Had a cyst removed?
No, he had a meniscus.
Oh, meniscus.
And
who's the one that had the cyst?
And I'm not surprised, Baki. It depends on the meniscus tears. Sometimes those are only about a 3-week rehab. And
yeah, right. No, but sometimes after meniscus, whatever type it is, you're out maybe for a month or two.
Sure.
But this guy, he started training 3 or 4 days after the surgery. So it's I don't know about that special medicine, but this is going crazy, really. What do you think? What do you think?
I think
people trying.
You broke up a little bit. I think that I think a lot more is available to athletes overseas than what's available to athletes here.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of American athletes travel overseas to get the stem cell treatment, to get all of these alternative treatments.
I remember Kobe went overseas and he was back sooner than what he would have been scheduled to be back had he stayed in the States and treated it.
Yes. So I think it's amazing.
Do you know,
Derek, we might be able to make that happen, Derek. You know, Grant and I did shave our heads once for mostly charity, but we ended up having a big event. So I'm sure we could pull off some pickleball. Could get that going. I don't want to see Grant in pickleball shorts, though. That's the problem.
Pickleball.
How close is pickleball to tennis? Is it close? Because Grant was good at tennis, wasn't he?
Definitely not even close.
Not even
close. So different. Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen pickleball. I know what tennis looks like.
Think about a big ping pong game. Like it kind of feels like that, but you're not playing on a ping pong table. You're playing on a smaller tennis court.
So it's smaller than a regular tennis court.
Yes.
Okay.
Bigger ball, smaller rackets.
No, I mean, for me, it's not important that it's smaller, but the most important is the weight of the rackets. So you don't, if you play tennis, this is the same. If you play basketball, it's the same. You have normal basketball and you stay on the free throw line and they throw you some ball for, I don't know which sport, volleyball.
Volleyball.
You take volleyball and you try to put the free throw. So it's almost impossible.
All right. So guys, we got a couple of things to do. We got some housekeeping. So we had our last request for a rant, I believe, was Bobby Knight. After that, we've got some Dan Campbell coming up. But first, I'm going to play another Sacramento King for you guys and everybody in the chat. Okay. You guys ready? Which past or present King is this? Oh, are we muted? Yeah.
Of help that was to come to a team that had two guys like that were European.
Oh my God.
That had been, veterans in the league and probably been
there's
through
a
everything
clue
that you were gonna go through already.
Yeah, and we could see when we used
I
to
couldn't.
play
I wouldn't survive, if you weren't, like those two guys.
Yeah.
Like remember, like those days, like you guys
We
were
could see
killing me.
you
You guys were killing
but
me.
you was that guy.
Yeah, I hated those things.
Not Vlade. Not Vlade. Good guess.
Someone from Europe.
Good guess. Somebody's going to get this one quick. It's just a matter. I'll give you a hint. You'll get extra credit if you spell the name right.
DeMarcus Cousins. No, sorry.
No, not DeMarcus. This guy
It was like from the show. It's a lot of people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Peja wasn't on your team, was he?
Yeah. Peja, of course. Peja was on our team. Nope, wasn't Peja. Was not Peja. I know that. You know what? The fact that you even knew it, King. Good guess. No, it was not that clown. Not him. Sea Dog had Peja.
I'm trying to think of European players. Is what I'm trying to think of.
Nope, not Peja.
I don't.
You know what? Yes, Flores for the win.
I'm back, baby.
It was Hito Turkoglu. Good old Hito.
Wow.
Damn, the Kings could use Hito Turkoglu right
now.
Yeah,
Hito is the best English-speaking Turkish player ever.
He's pretty special. And somebody, you know what? You guys just killed one of mine. Adam, damn you. I actually had Kazi queued up. So I'm not going to use Kazi anymore. So he's off the table. Let's go really quick to some Bobby Knight. This is apparently Bobby Knight disappointed So
one of 100 meltdowns from Bobby Knight.
We will see what he is disappointed about. Here we go.
Someone says Hito couldn't speak a lick.
The disappointment from this game for me is the fact that we had a couple of players that just got out scrapped, that just didn't move to obtain and maintain position, and in fact, on occasion, just got moved right out of position and gave up a lot of points. I feel that we just haven't. I'm really disappointed in the of course fucking progress that we've made. God damn it! Fuck this show.
Whoa! My apologies. I didn't know that was coming. I really didn't. Wow. Who requested Bobby Knight? Raise your hand. Who requested Bobby?
It's a complete crap.
Bobby, you can't be doing that on this show, man. Hey, Bobby, are you allowed to do that on this show?
How about no?
No. Come on, Bobby. Actually, cussing is okay and
that specific meltdown.
No, they just requested Bobby Knight. So
well, then that's
okay
on the host.
That is on the host. Okay, we're gonna roll back to back really quick. Here is some Dan Campbell.
I wanted the job bad because I felt like I knew this community. I played here. All right. Here's what I know. Just as an overall philosophy, you're going to say, well, what's this team going to be? What's it not going to be? Here's what I know. All right. I know that Detroit's made up of great people, some really good people. All right. This community is strong. This place has been kicked. It's been battered. It's been bruised. And I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this many. I can't. None of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that shit. So excuse my language. All right. Here's what I do know.
How about
is that this team is going to take on the identity of this city. All right. And this city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right. It's found a way to overcome adversity. All right. And so this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth. All right. And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right. And
we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Nice.
Wow. You played at Indiana, BJ? Really?
Dang.
Incredible.
For Knight.
So check this out.
BJ's got stories.
Well, yeah, I was just going to share a story really quick. We played Texas Tech in non-conference play one year because San Diego State at the time sucked. We were taking the game for the money, right? And we had to travel to Texas Tech, and we get there. He's got the team in the weight room while we're doing our shoot around, whatever the game before. And then they only beat us by 20. And before we are already back in the tunnel, his team is running into the weight room. He had a weight room put into the arena downstairs, and their arena was pretty big. It was like as big as Arco. But dude, that guy was intense. He was toned down then, but he was intense.
Oh, BJ didn't play for Bob Knight. Okay, it was phrasing. The guy he thought was talking.
Yeah.
Got it. Darn.
You never. You know what? That Bob Knight almost rivals Bill O'Reilly. I'm not gonna lie.
No, Bill's way
dude. I'm
Bill's
telling
longer though. He's got more F-bombs in it.
Baki, is there any good European coach rants? Like, what would be the equivalent?
I don't know. They have a problem. You have only one NBA coach in Toronto. You have.
Yeah, we got him right here.
It's a complete crap.
Yeah, I love that drop.
Yeah. So I don't know what's the problem for them to cross the sea, but they are a really great coach. The best coaches in Europe in last maybe 20, 30 years are from Serbia, believe it or not. All of them.
I Believe it.
multiple championships, EuroLeague. So I don't know. Right here, everybody are speaking about it. What would be, should be, could be, should have, could have. I don't know, but never happened. I don't know. I mean, there is a difference between coaching the European clubs and NBA stuff. It's different, but I don't know. I would like to see some of them taking on some of the teams in the NBA. I would like to see. I mean, Darko is I don't know, maybe he's a good coach, but I don't know Toronto, how they play. Maybe he needs 2 or 3 years coaching it. So I don't really know what will if you say in Europe you can name 2 or 3 or 4 of them having 20, 30 titles in EuroLeague, and
Yeah.
EuroLeague is massive in Europe. But what will happen if you put those coaches across the sea? I don't know. I really don't know, but I would pay to watch it. Really.
Baki,
No
how
doubt.
how's Serbia's Olympic team look this year?
Do you know Serbia and USA will play one friendly game, one friendly game very soon, and it will be some kind of test number 1 for both of the teams. And first round, they play in the first round. I mean,
Nice.
we're the same group, right?
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't looked at it yet. I don't know.
We are in the same group.
Wow.
Same group,
Groups.
yeah.
Yeah, same group. And first match is between USA and Serbia, and they met 3-4 days ago, and they start preparing. Jovic showed up, Bogi showed up, Nikola showed up. So it's gonna
Nice.
be, it's gonna be great.
It's gonna
It's gonna
be.
be great.
They're always so good.
I'm
They
waiting.
are.
I'm waiting only for Mitic. If Mitic comes, it's gonna be great.
That
It's
sounds
gonna
like
be
a team that'll medal.
Imagine if you had Topic. That would be a freaking amazing if you didn't have a torn ACL.
Yeah, that
I-
sounds
I
like a
would
team
like-
that's going to medal.
Well, trust me, anything other than silver, it's a tragedy here.
Yeah.
Well, trust me. Yeah.
No doubt. All right, guys, we are going to play another King's drop for you. That one's too easy. Here we go.
From 68, 69.
Here
Nice.
is your next King's drop. Ready? And this one actually takes place close to you, Horse. Here we go.
Well, I think you just have to understand who you have and their talents, and you have to put them in spots where they can succeed. If you do that, then they're going to listen to you, and they're going to try to do what you want. You know, if you don't put them where they can succeed, it's going to be a problem.
I think that one's going to come off the board really quick. Patrick, what's up, my man?
Baby!
Good to have you here. And then really quick, because we got the request.
Who was
Here
that?
you
Rick
go.
Adelman?
Yes, it was. Good job,
I didn't hear.
Baki.
Who was it?
I'm back, baby!
Rick Adelman. It
Oh.
was Rick Adelman.
He did coach
Good
for us.
job. Grant got it. Look at all the people. James, John.
Nice.
Good job, you guys. That was Rick Adelman. And Sea-Dog, here you go.
Free throws in that fourth quarter. What did you?
Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug. That's outrageous. What happened tonight? This is completely BS. This is shame. Shame for the referees, shame for the league to allow this. 23 free throws for them, and we get 2 free throws in the fourth quarter. Like how to play the game. I understand respect for all stars and all that, but we have star players on our team as well. How's possible that Scotty Barnes, who is all-star caliber player in this league, he goes every single time to the rim with force and trying to get to the rim without flopping and not trying to get foul calls. He gets 2 free throws for the whole game. How's that possible? How are you going to explain that to me? They had to win tonight? If that's the case, just let us know so we don't show up for the game. Just give them a win. But that was not fair tonight. And this is not happening first time for us. Scotty Barnes is going to be all-star. He's going to be the face of this league. And what's happening over here during whole season, I've been holding the back. It's a complete crap.
Listen, we are laughing. We are laughing all over the place, but it's not funny, really.
He's right.
He was hot, man. I mean,
he's right. Definitely,
he was right.
He was right. Yeah. There was another coach that was right too. This is going to be our outro. I'm going to play this one out. But
Darko sounds like Medvedev from Russia, from tennis.
I love how he said
Bucky.
Scotty Barnes. I love
Bucky,
the accent.
Do you remember the tennis reporter who asked it was Nadal, who asked Nadal, how do you feel about your win today? And he had lost.
Can you say again, please?
So Nadal had lost a match, and one of the reporters in the room, I want to say it was Wimbledon. But anyways, he lost the match, and the reporter asked him how it felt to win.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. And he's like, I lost. And she's like, well, it's still a win.
Still a win.
Yeah, he goes, he was pushing it. He was pushing it all the way.
Yes. Hey, boys, I love you being with me. We're going to get ready to wrap up soon. Thank you so much for being here. You guys make it so much better. Give the boys a hand. Baki and Horse. Actually, Baki, I'm going to let Horse plug his show. Baki, enjoy free agency. We'll be back Monday, and enjoy the Euro Cup, buddy. And tell her I said hi. And that she was on the show today too, buddy.
Thank you, Rhino. Thank you, Horse. You're a great guy.
Take care, Baki. Enjoy your soccer matches this weekend.
All right, Horsey, where can everybody find you? You're going full screen, and no, I'm not going anywhere.
You're going to the bathroom. HollywoodRejects.com. You can find all my stuff.
I'm literally right here.
I will be on tonight for the Haunted Horse Show weekend kickoff. That starts in an hour and a half, 5 p.m. Pacific. And, I'll pour you some drinks on the air. We'll talk about some weird, funny news stories that I found. And it's just about getting ready for the weekend. That's it. HollywoodRejects.com. There's a YouTube link. And you can follow me on Twitter. Haunted00 Horse on Twitter. So, and the stream it'll show up there. It'll show up on YouTube, Twitch, HollywoodRejects.com. You can find me. And you can see past episodes of The Waterhole with Rhino and Horse.
Yes, we are together.
I annoy him
sometimes.
on this show. I annoy the hell out of him on that show.
Just know it's a different show.
It
is
it's
a
little
different
more adult,
show.
A little more edgy. You'll hear words that Bobby Knight uses. So yes, it is a little more edgy. This is more professional here, and that's more silly.
Yeah, we've got some Jim Rome spin there. There's a lot of clones that drop in. It's topical pop culture stuff. So yeah, for sure.
Weird stories and stuff, human nature stories, and sometimes they're a little risque, but all right, that's good.
Love you, dude. Have a good one.
Love you too, man. See you later, and have a good weekend. And I'm sure we'll talk over the weekend. I'm out of here.
That is the Haunted Horse. All right, y'all. We are gonna get ready to call it a weekend or a week. The little man's gonna be running through the door here in a few minutes, and I don't want to put you through the dog barking. But before we do that, do me a favor. Do me a huge favor. If you are not, first off, give us a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, I know a lot of the audience comes from the X platform, but if you not already subscribed, make sure you are subscribed to. If you don't like that, that is where you can find the full complement of programming, including the King's Court Live Also, you can find all of our pregame, postgame, halftime shows. You can find the specials with Jerry Reynolds, all of Grant's shows that we do together. Make sure that you are subscribed there. There's a lot of fun stuff, the entire library. And don't forget, you can find all of the shows there in audio form on grantnapier.com, or you can find it on Apple and Spotify under If You Don't Like That. And then give me a follow on the X. That's where you can find all the information about the King's Court. And also you can find out more about our daily shows. We do a morning shoot around most days. And then on the weekends, you get 2 original episodes on top of the live show Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock most days, sometimes 2:30. Gear up. It is going to be a very big day Monday when we meet back up. Basketball teams in the NBA will look much different. Will the Kings have made another move by then? Remember last night when Grant and I were together, he thought the Kings would have another move within 3 to 7 days. Interesting. We will see. The market is somewhat limited for them. So Monty McNair, his team looking to make a move. We've got some other big things coming up too. Like I said, the acting GM of the Stockton Kings, Gabriel Harris, is going to be joining us in the coming weeks. That's a lot of fun. Don't forget about Jerry Reynolds Tuesdays. He is here every Tuesday with us as well. Make it a great and safe weekend. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play you out to one of my favorite ones and have fun getting a couple laughs out of this. Make it a great and safe weekend. As I always say, go Kings, light the damn beam. And you know what, BJ, I owe you some royalty for this. Light the damn beam. Stay the hell away from Levine. Court is almost dismissed after this amazing little sound drop.
I read this article. I don't read it. This was brought to me by a mother of children. I think this is worth reading. Let me tell you why I'm talking about this article. 3/4 of this is inaccurate. It's fiction. And this article embarrasses me to be involved with athletics tremendously. And that article had to have been written by a person that doesn't have a child and has never had a child that's had their heart broken and come home upset and had to deal with the child when he is upset and kick a person when he's down. Here's all that kid did. He goes to class. He's respectful to the media. He's respectful to the public. And he's a good kid. And he's not a professional athlete. And he doesn't deserve to be kicked when he's down. If you have a child someday, you'll understand how it feels. But you obviously don't have a child. I do. If your child goes down the street and somebody makes fun of him because he dropped a pass in a pickup game or says he's fat and he comes home crying to his mom, you'd understand. But you didn't have that. But someday you will. And when your child comes home, you'll understand. If you want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes, you go after one that doesn't do the right things. You don't downgrade him because he does everything right and may not play as well on Saturday. And you let us make that decision. That's why I don't read the newspaper. Because it's garbage. And the editor that let it come out is garbage. Attacking an amateur athlete for doing everything right. And then you want to write articles about guys that don't do things right and downgrade them, the ones that do make plays. Are you kidding me? Where are we at in society today? Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid. Write something about me or our coaches. Don't write about a kid that does everything right, that's heart's broken, and then say that the coaches said he was scared. That ain't true. And then to say that we made that decision because Donovan Woods, because he threatened to transfer, that's not true. So get your facts straight. And I hope someday you have a child and somebody downgrades them and belittles them, and you have to look them in the eye and say, you know what? It's okay. They're supposed to be mature adults, but they're really not. Who's the kid here? Who's the kid here? Are you kidding me? That's all I got to say. Makes me want to puke.